Welcome to the official D-Money Games set review for Scholomance Academy. I'm going to be going through each individual card, and there's going to be a different video for each class and also for the neutral cards as well. And we're going to be ranking them based on what you see at the top left of the screen. 5 is broken / always played. 4 is very strong or typically played. 3 is above average / played sometimes. 2 is below average, played a little bit, and 1 is bad or unplayable. Now we are on to Shaman. So Shaman has been at the bottom of the totem pole last expansion, and is starting to come back a little bit, and it needs help. And this card is a good step in the right direction here. This card is definitely a 5 out of 5 in Druid, but in Shaman it's a little more complicated. You can't really ramp into ramp for Shaman, so just the ability to get the 2 extra mana crystals though that turn, it does allow for some kind of insane turns at the beginning of the game as a Shaman, and maybe the tempo Shaman is going to take over. You know, there is this combo that you could do. You could play the Diligent Note Taker, and then you could play Lightning Bloom, and then you could Lightning Bloom again, and then you could play some other stuff. Like, you can do a lot of things with Lightning Bloom. It allows you to do so many plays. You're going to be overloaded next turn, but you usually don't even care. So yeah, I think this card's a 4.5 out of 5 in Shaman. I think it's really good, but I don't know if they have enough to utilize its full potential. Groundskeeper, a 4 mana 4/5 taunt battle cry. If you're holding a spell that costs 5 or more, restore 5 health. I think this card's strong. It would probably only see play in a control-ish kind of Shaman deck. I think it's a solid card overall. It's just how many spells are really over 5 that you're holding in your hand. If you're playing control, then you're going to be having a lot of spells like that, so it makes it a lot better. I think it's a solid card overall. I'm going to give it a 4. Next card is Runic Carvings, a 6 mana spell. Choose one, summon 4 2/2 Treant Totems, which are these guys right here, or overload 2 to summon them with Rush. This card really doesn't impress me, but the fact that these Treant Totems have Totem as their tag there, that makes it a lot better for Shaman. So you're going to be running this in a Totem deck, of course, and I think this makes that pretty good. So for Shaman, I will give it a 3 out of 5. Diligent Note Taker, 2 mana 2/3 spell burst. Return the spell to your hand. So whatever spell you cast, whatever the first spell you cast after playing this guy, is going to get returned to your hand, which is super strong. You can play the possibilities are endless with this card. You can really do as much as you want with this card. This card is one of the best cards that Shaman got, if not the best card. I give it a 5 out of 5. There's just no way it's bad. Impossible. Yeah. Rune Dagger, 2 mana 1/3. After your hero attacks, gain spell damage +1 this turn. Yeah, this card's kind of similar to Varisa, which she gives you a similar kind of weapon, but it's like a lesser version of it. And typically when we see a weapon like this for Shaman, it's been a good thing in the past, and I think that spell damage is going to make a little bit of a difference, especially in this expansion. So yeah, I like this card a lot. I think it's just a solid weapon. Spell damage +1 this turn is it could be the difference between clearing your opponent's board or getting lethal at the end of the game there. I think it's a 4 out of 5. I think it's really solid. Instructor Fireheart is a 3 mana 3/3. Battle Cry, discover a spell that costs 1 or more. If you play it this turn, repeat this effect. So you can just combo off with lightning bolts, or you can combo off with lava bursts. Just anything you do with this card is super good. Even if you only get the 1 spell, it's probably going to be good enough. It's so good. It's a 5 out of 5. Easy 5 out of 5 for me. Molten Blast, 3 mana spell, deal 2 damage. Summon that many 1/1 elementals. So if you have spell damage with this, you're going to summon more elementals, deal more damage. I think it's an okay card. I think we could see like a token Totem Shaman maybe coming alive. I think it's a solid card. I'm not too thrilled about it in general, but I'll give it a 4 out of 5. Now we have Totem Goliath, a 5 mana 4/5 totem. Death Rattle, summon all 4 basic totems. Really interesting card. Overload 2, by the way. I think it's okay. I mean, if you're playing Totem Shaman, which is, of course, the deck that's going to go into, it's very good for it. I think it's good. It's not really crazy. It's not like broken, but it's just like a solid card. And there's not too much silence in the game, so I'm gonna give this card a 4 out of 5. I think it's really good. Like it's just a good card. There's not too much to say about it. It kind of puts your opponent in an awkward spot because they have to deal with this and then they have to deal with all the totems. So it's a little awkward, and if they don't deal with it, then you can trade it in, or you can make a copy of it with the weapon. That's why I think it's just a good card. Tidal Wave, which is 8 mana spell, lifesteal, deal 3 damage to all minions. That's a hell of a lot of heal. And I think a lot of people are underestimating how much this really heals you. I think it's a good card overall. I don't know if it finds a deck. It would have to be in a control shaman, of course, but yeah, I'm gonna give it a 3 out of 5. Devolving Missiles. It's a 1 mana spell. Shoot 3 missiles at a random enemy minions that transform them into ones that cost 1 less. So anything with devolve is really good typically. And this gives Shaman a way to deal with early aggression, which is really nice. Also, it helps deal with later aggression as well. I'm assuming the Druid is going to be very strong, and if they have big buffed guys from maybe the 10 mana spell that they just got, then you can devolve something. It'll be less that buff, and it'll be transformed into a lesser minion. I think this card's really strong in both Mage and Shaman. This is a 5 out of 5 for me. Primordial Studies, a 1 mana spell. Discover a spell damage minion. Your next one costs 1 less. I think this is good. I think it's better in Mage. Mage has more synergy with spell damage. Shaman is like a little synergistic with it. I think this card is decent. I think it's like overall good, but just not as good as Mage. So I'm gonna give it a 3 out of 5. Trick Totem, a 2 mana 0/3 totem. At the end of your turn, cast a random spell that costs 3 or less. Yeah, I think this card is really good for Shaman. I mean, just totems, Totem Shaman. It seems like the nuts for it. Of course, it could screw you over, but it could also just help you out immensely. I'm gonna give it a 4 out of 5 for Shaman. Speaker Ghidra, a 3 mana 1/4. Rush, Wind Fury, Spell Burst. Gain attack and health equal to the spell's cost. So the first spell that you cast after this is on the board, that's what it's going to gain the stats of. So if you play this and then you play the coin and then another spell, the coin is going to negate that effect. This card seems better in Druid, a lot better in Druid because they can ramp up. With this card in Shaman, you're going to be really sitting around for a while. I don't see it being too good. You could do it in conjunction with like Rockbiter, sure, but I'm gonna give this card a 3 out of 5 for Shaman. A Ras Frost Whisper, 5 mana 3/6. At the end of your turn, deal 1 damage to all enemies, improved by spell damage. I think this card is really good overall. We saw some tools for spell damage in Shaman. Of course, you have the totems, which will give you spell damage as well. I think this card is really solid. I give it a 4 out of 5. All in all, I think Shaman got some really good cards, and it seems like a totem variant, a totem / token variant is going to be the route to go, but we will see. Maybe somebody will prove me wrong with some of these ratings, but I think overall they got some solid stuff, and excited to see where it goes. I like this card a lot. This one's my favorite. Of course, all these ratings are my own opinions, and I would love to hear what you have to say in the comments. Please let me know. I'd love to hear what your opinions are on certain cards, what you think I may be underrated or overrated. And yeah, I'm going to be trying out all these decks on stream on August 6th. That's when it drops. I'm going to be doing a 24-hour stream. If you want my stream link, it is below in the description. I'll be doing a 24-hour stream with giveaways, with viewer games. It's going to be a whole lot of fun. I hope you come by. And that is all. Peace out, guys.